you have already sort of led me to the next question. Are there some decisions, I am talking about Indian Supreme Court, which you would like to highlight that these must be read by the future law teachers of administrative law so that they get to be exposed to a foundation?
Yes. See, first of all, let me refer to A.K. Gopalan.
Okay.
You want me to give some background?
No, you just name the cases.
Right.
Yes.
A.K. Gopalan.
Yes.
And A.K. Krepak.
Yes.
And there is a correlation between the two also.
Yes.
From 1950 to 1970, when these two cases came up, the students need to study how
it would help them a great deal. Yes.
And connect the two.
Yes.
The connectivity.
Yes.
Similarly, Re-Delhi Laws Act case.
Again, which case?
This is a constitutional reference, presidential reference.
Okay.
Delhi Laws Act case.
Okay.
1950 itself.
Yes.
And Keshwananda Bharti case.
Okay.
Now, how do I relate these two particular, just the connectivity. I'm not going into the details of that.
Yeah, please.
Delhi Laws Act case talked about that essential legislative functions cannot be delegated. A student of administrative law or a teacher of administrative law must understand that.
Okay.
That's the basic structure of any enactment. Cannot be delegated to any administrative executive authority for that matter. Now, Keshwananda Bharti also talked about the basic features of the Constitution cannot be amended. Question is, the basics are very important as such, and understanding the concept.
Then only it will sink home. Yes.
As such.
So we'll make a mention of that also in the description para.
Yes.
Now, I would also like you to sort of spell out like your guru mantra to the future teachers, aspiring teachers of administrative law. What should be their approach to capture and retain the interest of the students?
Yes.
So that it doesn't appear boring or too dry.
Absolutely.
Yes.
You know, let me share my own experience in this particular context. My basic recipe to keep the students engaged was introduce the subject in an interesting way which captures the mind and the intention of the students. And in that particular background, if you introduce the subject in such a manner that immediately the students get interested in that subject. For instance, rule of law.
Yes.
I introduced rule of law by saying, it is a handsome son of an ugly mother.
Handsome study of an ugly mother.
Handsome son of an ugly mother.
Handsome son, okay.
And
very
then
well said.
Yeah. Then I explained as to
why do you say that?
Yes.
Okay.
That was the big. Now, any teacher of administrative law, having introduced that particular topic, must also be very clear about the principles, first principles, concepts which are involved in that.
Yes.
It's very, very important. Why rule of law, for instance? The basic concept of it as such. Having made that clear, because then that would make the students understand the particular aspect, the principles which are involved, clear in that background. And finally, the complexities of that particular. Now, in this gradual manner, if you proceed to teach, it would capture the interest of the students, involve the students, and in each stage, it should be participative. A teacher asks the questions, students ask the questions.
Two-way traffic.
Two-way traffic.
Yes.
See, a student would be serious, would love to understand and digest what is being taught. His interest, her interest would be something of continued nature if it is participative. I correlate it with my experience at the bar, for that matter. Participative judges are the best judges, for that matter. Silent or talkative judges, difficult to deal with them.
Yes. Now, I would also seek your views that say at the undergraduate level, apart from the principles of natural justice, rule of law and delegated legislation, which are the other major components in which administrative law can be divided?
That's very interesting as such. See, question is administrative power and administrative discretion.
Yes. Power and discretion.
Yes.
Yes.
Now, how to balance the power and reduce the discretion? That's the challenge of administrative law. And this particular aspect certainly needs to be
explained
and focused.
So the four components would be maybe to start with the power and discretion, then going on to delegated legislation, perhaps rules of natural justice, and of course rule of law.
Yes.
These would be the four major components.
Yes.
So this has to be sort of borne in mind. And now, if the students were to reach out to you and indicate that they have interest in administrative law and to grasp this, to understand its functioning and application, they ask you, where should they go for internship? What would be your sort of advice to them?
Yes. See, now, it all depends upon whether that particular person wishes to go for the litigation as such.
Okay.
Whether he wishes or she wishes to go for an academic career.
Yes.
As an administrative law teacher, for that matter. Or for that matter, he wishes to be a future administrator, for that matter. Now, all this particular aspect, if he wishes to go to litigation, he has to go to a lawyer and have the internship with a lawyer who is dealing with service matters, service law matters as such.
There is a little difficulty here, Professor Gupta. You see, the student at that stage has not yet made up his mind whether he would go here. He is interested in administrative law.
Yes.
And say that if the subject is in the 4th year of 5-year course,
yes.
So he has just say 3 more or 4 more semesters at best, otherwise he is already over. So in these 4 semesters, or in case of 3 years, 1 year, where all would you like him to go so that he gets the basics of administrative law at play?
See, actual play,
Yes.
I mean, in the entire administration, administrative law is at play,
Yes.
for that matter. Now the question is, get attached or do internship with a senior administrator for that matter. It will be a good education. For instance, let me share this. My students in administrative law, I had chief secretaries, DGPs, and very many other senior officers as such. If one could attend those classes, even if you are not at that time a student of administrative law, it would give...
They'll be sensitized to it.
They would be sensitized to it.
Yes. I would connect it with this. My next question is that these days it is quite common, at least in big cities and metros, for the law colleges to invite guest faculty.
Yes.
Now, what are the type of professionals who should be invited to address the students from for an understanding of administrative law?
Yes, yes. See, one, I must say the guest faculty must be encouraged.
Yes.
Must be brought in. You know, it brings a different perspective of the subject. It's very important to expose the students.
Makes a difference to the students as well.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Two, for instance, it would be absolutely important, one who is working as a lawyer on the field of administrative service laws for that matter. He should be invited to share his experiences, actual experience cases which he has dealt with. You know, those cases, live cases which that lawyer has, the way he would deal with them, the way he would build up the arguments on both sides as such and come forward with such a picture of that it would build up the interest of the students.
So that's, you're very well brought out. Now, what do you think about the chairperson or members of the state or central administrative tribunal?
Yes. See, that would be another source, good source, to be brought to the students for their exposure for that matter.
Yes.
They also have dealt with cases, actual cases.
Actual live cases.
Live cases. And teaching of administrative law through the live cases is the best tool for that matter.
Yes.
And these members of the administrative tribunals, the central administrative tribunal or the state administrative tribunals, they are a rich source for this particular purpose and they should be...
Which category of persons would be useful to teach this subordinate or delegated legislation?
Yes. You know, this is
a specialized subject.
That's a specialized subject, very interesting. I mean, I in fact never thought of those lines, but my immediate response to that is, even in the executive, there are senior officers who are involved in framing rules, regulations. They are
maybe at the level of secretaries to the government.
Yes.
Law and justice.
Law and justice. And pick up a particular area where a legislation has come in, actually. The person who has drafted those rules and regulations.
Of course, that would be the best.
Best way out to bring out the intricacies of delegated legislation. Because, say, in delegated legislation, they have to look to many things. One, delegated legislation should not be in violation of the main act itself. Two, it should not be violative of any constitutional provision for that matter. The care and caution which needs to be taken is very important.
Yes.
And that actually the author of those rules and regulations would be the best human resource for dealing with this particular aspect.
I think you have very well clarified and made it known as to how the teaching of administrative law should be organized in law colleges, law schools, and it would interest, it would draw out the future teachers, those have just done LLM, cleared the UGC net, that they should get into teaching of administrative law, and to that extent your lecture would be immensely beneficial, not only today, tomorrow, but for years to come. I am very thankful to you, Prof. Gupta.
Thank you so much.
And for all your time. Thank you
so
very
much.
much.
Thank you.